Chino, California. Listening here on 75 meter AM. Anybody around?
No, nobody's around. Nobody's home.
Yeah, well, that's one thing I can say. When Sherry and I, when the kids were still home,
Everyone's home. Library's closed. Goodbye.
we hired a housekeeper who charged us $75.
Thought I heard something down in the noise there, but
She came every 2 weeks.
not
every
enough
other
to
week.
make it out.
And she washed
Okay, I'm glad.
Not enough to make it out, but definitely something in there.
Bathrooms and my house has.
All I have is a local receiver, so not using
Vacuumed everything.
any of the SDR stuff, so
She left. It was well.
I guess just not a pass between us.
It was really.
So in any case, sorry can't make a go of it. Kind of, I can tell you there, but that's about all it is, just noise. Can't make out,
Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it.
can't really make out what you're saying. So in any case, this is KK6IRZ. Listing here on 75 meter AM.
Wanted to do or had the time to do was great.
W7ZAR, are you on frequency?
On the old 85. KK6IRZ, Chino, California. Hanging out here on 3885 in the AM
Well,
mode.
you go ahead. We can't copy you anywhere. We're going to hang out here. So, there you go. This is WA6 at PBJ. We're trying to work
KK6IRZ listing here on 75 meters.
WZAR, you're on frequency. Go ahead. W7ZAR, are you on frequency? Jeez, Christ.
People out there that will pretty much do anything.
Somebody turned off the carrier finally. Stupid dummy.
Come in.
WA6 at PBJ.
Kinds of stuff. She does. Like Cindy needed her basement, organized and cleaned out, stuff taken to the dump. And she did all that. And, she was very reasonable.
W7ZAR, come in, please.
Recommended her to me. Not cold. It's not warm and cold. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, it is very nice.
Yes.
No, I told you.
I'm number 2 in line. You'd be number 3. Check. WA6PBJ said that.
Wife there and all that stuff. And
WA7ZAR, come in.
It's such a blessing to have Rhonda.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
It really was. It was just great. woman, Cindy, does a good work. Stuff, you know.
Blah, 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 blah.
You know, it's...
Every 7:30 come in.
Weird stuff, and other things, too. It's, she just does whatever Cindy needs done. Cindy is... she is
pass the plate and close the door.
And she has a big house, and she lives there alone. Her husband died. Her kids come back and visit her all the time. Actually, she has 2 houses on Lakeland, Wisconsin. Can you imagine that? Imagine what those properties are worth. I would say $2 million, maybe. Anyway, so she's very reasonable. I mean, I forget what she charges. I think she charges $30 an hour, which is really good.
Yeah, we got a bunch of lids on frequency, I see that.
No, Cindy doesn't have her spirit, you know, she's not there like 10 hours a week or anything like that. She's...
You're a mumble pig, speak up.
A few hours a week most of the time. You know, like, Cindy had a big project, and she had this woman there for longer.
Let's see, we're not looking too good there. What was that about? Somebody put some noise out there, stupid ass.
The power was turned off, or it got unplugged. Something happened, and all the food in it went bad. And Cindy was gone for a long time and didn't know it, and came back, and she didn't even want to touch it. She called up the woman and said, "Come over, can you help me, please?" And she cleaned all the stuff out, got rid of it all, cleaned up the whole refrigerator, and Cindy didn't have to touch it.
I'm not hearing any audio there, Doo-Dah. I see, are you outside? Wait a minute, I know why, never mind. My bad, never mind. Okay, come back. Copy me. We got some fuckhead on frequency. We got some lid on frequency thinking he's got a clear channel he's on testing. Your audio looks good. You've got a nice full spectrum, actually. Good lows, highs, good mids. Looks decent. 0 watts. Yeah, let me do 0 watts too. Here we go. Yeah, okay, you got a copy on 0 watts. Well, I'm thinking why it is that you sound so bad.
Yeah, but I've seen roofing crews like that. There's not too many around here. Even down here. It's amazing how fast they work. This is the A1QIX.
Just run low. Son of a bitch. 80 watts on that. Why'd you try to run it on the vertical?
Figure out a way to avoid the motion.
Yeah, get on the vertical.
I'm going to put up some wire
for you tomorrow.
Totally non-productive activity. Good like that. I mean, I never considered anybody. As soon as we got together, she said, "Stephen, we need to get a woman in here to clean the house." I said, "Really? How much is?" "Oh, it's not much at all, and it will be well worth it. You know, just put
PBJ. Wow. Running AM, probably all of about 2 watts. So WA6 Papa Bravo Juliet.
5 miles east of state capital, Sacramento, over in the foothills.
Are you copying me? I am running absolutely like 10 watts to the antenna.
Well, that's all you need right now with the conditions and stuff. People think you need to run kilowatts to make it. You don't.
Okay, so WA6PBJ, where are you located? What's your call?
Kilowatt Alpha 6, Nancy Bravo Charlie, KK6NBC. My name is Rich, and you're about 5'9" plus 300 in Placerville.
Okay, Rich, very good. Well, I'm be doggone. How you doing? Now better copy here, WA6PBJ, east of Sacramento.
Well, I'm surprised if you live in Grass Valley that you don't know where Placerville is. It's on Highway 50 near Cameron Park, Placerville.
Yeah, you know Placerville. You're right. I saw Placerville. That's south of me. I don't know. You go to Folsom. Let's see. How does it? You take the Folsom River. I don't remember. Anyway, you go directly south of me, and I would be in the Placerville. I forget the road that would be over.
No, if you took 49 to Auburn, you know where Auburn is?
You know, as far as
Oh, yeah.
Okay, go down the ravine to the river in Auburn, on 49, and then you come up 49 to Cool, and that's pretty much getting to the tail end of Placerville, over.
Yeah, in fact, before we bought out here in Grass Valley, we were looking at a place in Cool. Yeah, you travel over the ravine and through the hills, and it's like a big canyon there. You can wind around. Before we come into, I guess it would be Cool. Seems to me there's a intersection near Cool and I don't know. There's a little restaurant there on the corner. It's pretty tasty. WA6PBJ.
Yeah, Roger. I'm about 15 minutes from Cool. Coloma is the closest place to me, but I'm still in the Placerville proper.
Yeah. Well, why are you running AM for the crying out loud? I mean, what's wrong with you?
What was your question?
I said, why are you running AM? Did you fall on your head when you were a baby?
No, I'm 59 years old and have had my amateur radio license for 49 years. I've done it all. Moon bounce, 2 meters, extraterrestrial stuff, 2 meters, sideband, probably 446 meters, and I started a company manufacturing antennas and amplifiers 25 years ago, and still sell the 3,000 watt amplifiers to the day, but I run enough power to make the contact, and AM's fun.
Yeah, so what are you doing now? You're saying you're selling donuts?
Donuts?
Yeah, you're selling your donuts. You said you're 59 years old and you sell donuts. Is it like Krispy Kreme or something?
I'm a physicist with AT&T Labs.
Oh, well then you do sell donuts, so good for you. We liked your Krispy Kreme. Go ahead.
No, I'm not a physicist. I've been working for AT&T in radio for my entire life after I turned 20 years old. But I started Antenna Works many years ago, and we've been building amplifiers and stuff like that for years and antennas and Yankees and things of that nature for the people that like to do
what did you do with the old
stuff like that. We closed the business down a long time ago, but we still have some of the stuff. We do repairs for people, friends mostly, and on HF amplifiers and stuff like that. But AM's always been a lot of fun. I play with it sometimes, but don't run any power. Just run
maybe I don't want them.
An ICOM.
Well, good for you. I'll tell you what, WA6PBJ, I remember AM. I got my license in 1960, was a novice, and man, I'll tell you, in those days, you feared that FCC. remember I got my novice examination in the paper, in the mail, snail mail, you know, and it was a sealed envelope and wasn't to be opened but by the examiner, and he was the general class radio operator, you know, and he would administer the test, and I thought, oh, this is a real treasured piece of equipment I got here, this paper, this examination, you know, for the novice class. My buddy and I went down the street at his location. He was about, I don't know, a few miles away from where I lived, and my dad brought me over to his home that evening, and buddy and I walked down to the neighbor's place, the general class amateur operator, and Mr. Ayub, he was a Greek, as was my buddy. Anyway, Mr. Ayub gave us our examination, a code test and written test, and we both passed, and subsequently our licenses, and I got mine as a Whiskey Victor number 6, Papa Bravo Juliet, and that was in 1960, around the September time frame.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I remember AM very fondly, WA6 PBJ.
Yeah, it's a similar story to mine, except I took my exam. My father drove me to San Francisco. What is it? I don't know, before high school anyway. And I had to sit in front of the FCC in downtown San Francisco with their black high heels
my
or
neighbor
black
did
dress
that. I ended up with this
overcoat, not dress, but kind of pants.
This homemade extension cord.
Looking scary, dark room, and
was made
looking at me the whole time,
from a
making
vacuum
sure I
cleaner
wasn't
cord.
cheating.
And the only reason why I know it is a vacuum cleaner cord
So I passed the 20-word
is that it is only a 2-prong cord.
Got the novice in general,
and at the other end he put it in a box, you know, like a regular, you know.
I stopped. I didn't go for
whatever the size, 3.5 by whatever, it's an outlet.
Oh yeah, I hear you. You did well.
Grounded.
I was, let's see, all of maybe, I don't know, maybe 13 years old. And when we got that, and then a year later, we got our general class, and yes, went down to Battery Street. What was it, 666 Battery Street in San Francisco. Lived in Westlake, Daly City, Westlake, St. Francis Heights area out there. And I went in there, and we did the 13-word-a-minute code test. That was administered by, I think, a maritime operator, a maritime telegrapher, I guess you'd call him. And so he sent us, code like he was giving bearings and
exactly what
wind and speed and all of that kind of thing. And 13 word a minute, and then did my written test and passed that. Then, let's see, so they're looking at around, that would have been around 1961 actually. And then, what they're looking at 1985, I got back into radio, and that was when we lived in Scottsdale, Arizona. And Fort Huachuca is the site where the amateur radio year swap meet was there, and they had a building where you can go in and take the exam. So I did my extra class, code test, and then the written. So there you have it. So you're sounding good. WA6PBJ.
You're looking for key right now, thinking we should do. He doesn't want it.
It's totally first world. I tell you, a couple of spoiled brats complaining about first world problems.
That's like CW. Are you doing CW then now? I mean, not now, but do you run CW occasionally?
She wanted to go to Amsterdam for a long weekend.
Yeah,
she was complaining.
A little space on the band that allows for AM really, and you end up really kind of talking over each other, and they hear each other, and we hear each other.
Yep, I had another
kind of way it works.
guy I know who
if you try and hear them fine, maybe you may, maybe not. It just doesn't make a good copy, so we just try to get along,
this was over
not run a lot of power, and try to stay on channel. So there you go. Well, I sure enjoy talking at you.
to go to a restaurant.
All you can do, I'll be running into folks that do appreciate there is no
We're gonna fly to
analog, really.
Just so we can go to this restaurant. I think it was more for the bragging rights.
There's a digital analog conversion,
Guy I work with.
but none of the conventional filters. So there you go.
Managers actually. So,
My
managers at Bose make a lot of money. He was probably making
really surprising that I was able to work some AM on this frequency.
at the time.
WA6, peanut butter and jelly and grass alley. Have a good evening.
And he didn't have any kids. His wife worked too.
Yeah,
So.
there's a lot of people that I hear underneath you right now, and I think I'll say thank you for the quick QSO, but I'll look for you in the future. Kilowatt Alpha 6 Nancy Bravo Charlie. And if I've interfered with anybody, I apologize. KA6NBC.
Roger, 73's to you.